The 2000 Winston 500 at Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama took place on October 15, 2000. This would be NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt's 76th and final NASCAR Cup Series victory, and also his 10th win at Talladega Superspeedway, which is a record to this day. The next closest drivers to him are Dale Earnhardt Jr., his son, Jeff Gordon, and Brad Keselowski, who all have 6 apiece. This race was also part of the Winston Noble 5 program that went on back then, where 5 eligible drivers, who were highlighted by orange roof numbers and spoilers, had a chance at winning $1 million for themselves and a lucky fan if they were able to pull off the victory. Dale Earnhardt would roll off the grid starting in the 20th position.
70,000 strong in the stands to watch the 32nd running of the Winston 500. Front row Joe and Awesome Bill lead him down. 43 of the world's best stock car drivers ready to get it on here at Talladega.
And Nemechek, our pole sitter, already in the middle, already back to about 12th, 14th, 15th, and losing positions every yard, it seems.
He knew that he was going to be a sitting duck, and certainly he was. When Dale Earnhardt Jr. made that move down to the inside, everybody went by on each side.
He told our pit reporters during NASCAR today that he would have no shot leading that first lap, and indeed he was right. As here comes that big Budweiser Chevrolet for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Rookie Dale Earnhardt Jr. made a big move to get past leader Joe Nemechek on the first lap, and it didn't take long for the field to start running 2 and 3 wide, battling for position. It didn't take long for Dale Earnhardt Sr. though to crack the top 5. He was already there by the end of lap 3 from rolling off in the 20th starting position. By lap 8, Dale Earnhardt Sr. kept trying to make it work on the high side so he can get to the front. This would result in one of the coolest moments in motorsports at that time, as Dale Sr. would pull up in front of his son and Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Dale Earnhardt Sr. would draft together to try to get to the front of the pack.
Look up, Earnhardt Jr. pushing his dad down the straightaway. Can he push him to the lead? Right now they're back in about 9th or 10th position.
It's like hanging on that rope. When you get to the corner, you want to let go, and he had to let go. When he got his dad down the corner, you can't push the car straight in the corner. You got now. As he gets on the straightaway, here's a good spot. He moves up, and I'm sure he's literally touching the rear bumper of his dad's car.
You just saw him bump him a moment ago. That, by the way, that orange rear spoiler indicates Earnhardt Sr., one of those for the No Bull $5 million.
The two Earnhardts will eventually get separated, but on lap 15, Dale Earnhardt Sr. took the lead of the race for the first time.
On both events in 1999, he won this race from 27th starting spot. And the Intimidator, look at these fans on their feet waving those hats. That's what it's all about. They want to see him on their feet screaming and waving as Earnhardt leads Ward Burton. But here comes Gordon with some drafting help on the outside. Will Earnhardt lead this lap? Yes, he will.
The next several laps, Earnhardt and Gordon would battle for the lead and swap back and forth, as the initial start of the race turned out to be the longest green flag run of the entire race.
1.5 seconds of each other.
And we see the 40 car, Sterling Marlin gets position on the outside of the 25, kind of pushes Nadeau down to the middle. He closes up on the back bumper of Skinner. He's going to try it on the outside of Skinner, but
the field would reach the end of their fuel window, and they would all have to come in to make a green flag stop. Despite being tightly packed up, running 2 and 3 wide, and nobody made a mistake and there was no incidents. The super speedway package that they had at this time really kept the cars tight together, and it was hard to pull away, even with a 3 or 4 car draft together, as all the cars had a little spoiler on the roof, and that blade just made it very hard to pull away from anyone. Even after everyone made their pit stops, with different cars coming on different laps, it didn't take very long to have the field bunched back together in a tight pack. The racing remained as intense as ever, 2 and 3 wide, huge pack at the front of the field, but it wasn't long before these guys had to hit pit road again and make their second stop of the day, still caution free to this point.
For Earnhardt, it is 4 tires, fuel, extra man over the wall to clean the windshield, working on the left rear, now he's out of the way.
Shortly after these pit stops were complete, the first caution of the day would come out, as Dave Marcus ran into mechanical problems and came to a stop on the racetrack. Racing would resume on lap 109 with Jeff Gordon out front. By the completion of the first lap on the restart, Dale Earnhardt would grab the lead from Jeff Gordon.
Trying to go for the lead. Has also had 6 chances. He has never won one. That could change today.
Well, Earnhardt has a Jeff Gordon teammate, Jerry Mayhew, helping him, and Jeff Gordon has Mike Skinner, Dale Earnhardt's teammate, helping him.
Just a few laps later, the second caution of the race would come out when Ward Burton cut down a left front tire going down the back straightaway.
That's the 22 left front tires going flat on Ward Burton's car. We mentioned it was still running a little bit. It rubbed too much, and the tire is flat.
And what a job he did, Ned, to hang on to that car right in the middle. He's in the middle of like 3 cars with about 7 or 8 right behind him.
Yeah, he did do a great job. And caution is out. They'll race back to the flag where there's no big deal here, but that could have been the big one. Bill?
Ward would make it back to pit road and get his car repaired and continue on in the race. In the meantime, under the yellow flag, all the leaders would hit pit road.
Smooth out that aerodynamic damage that was done to the hood and the fender.
And here come the leaders down pit road with this caution coming down on lap 114, lap 115. They peel off under the caution to pit.
Some guys took only 2 tires under this yellow, and that would leave Mike Bliss to lead the field back to green on lap 120.
Well, we've had 15 different leaders here today, 31 lead changes so far. And that number is about to change as we go back to green flag racing.
With 67 laps to go, Scott Pruitt would cut down a left front tire, but he was able to make it to pit road with no debris on the track and the race continuing under the green flag. By lap 142, the racing was still as intense as ever. The field still in a huge pack, 2 and 3 wide racing for the lead, as back then we would never see that single file train that just rides around the top of the racetrack like we see today. For how intense the racing was throughout the day, as the drivers were approaching the pit window for their final pit stop to make it to the end of the race, and no real major incidents, some drivers' luck would run out.
Oh, we got it right.
Tommy Hamilton in the inside wall. Jeff Gordon down pit road. Mark Martin loops it around. The 94 car of Bill Elliott makes it by.
Well, this is second, and some heavy damage to Bobby Hamilton's car.
And tough break for Jeff Burton and Tony Stewart, who were not going to have to stop. The others were going to have to stop soon under green flag conditions. And here's Jeff Gordon. He was coming down pit road. He'll probably be up near the front of the pack as a result.
He'll probably be leading the race when this thing restarts.
Probably will.
And indeed, that's exactly what would happen. This would be a huge break for Jeff Gordon, as he would end up with the lead of the race. What happened on the initial crash was Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin were slowing to come to pit road. Bobby Hamilton unfortunately did not see Mark Martin slowing down in time, and he ended up driving right into the back of him, ending his day. Jeff was lucky to escape with no contact. He made it on pit road before pit road closed, and they were able to fuel the car up and send him on his way. Mark Martin had some damage, but he was also able to continue on in the race.
Car on the inside is going to make a pit stop. I guess that's Mark Martin was going to make a pit stop. And Jeff Gordon had already decided to make a pit stop. He's not involved in the crash. I thought he was involved in the crash, and he was coming down pit road.
So that was a tremendous break for him.
This caution flag was probably one of the more defining moments of the race as well, as Jeff Gordon with the lucky break got the lead of the race. The rest of the field came down pit road and most drivers took fuel only. Dale Earnhardt, though, as he slipped a little bit back in the pack, decided to take 4 tires, so he would end up restarting pretty deep in the field.
Again, probably did not have 4 tires ready to go. I wouldn't have either. It's only after starting 5 minutes later we're thinking about why we put tires in.
All right, green flag waves once again. Jeff Gordon, who won it here in April, trying to pull off the Talladega sweep.
And Jerry, there you see Michael Walker down on the other side. That also was a bad break for he and Johnny Benson, who are all those cars, plus Jeff Burton and Tony Stewart, were cars set to go the rest of the way, and others are going to have to stop under green for this incident, so that put them to that down. They didn't get back, and so that really hurt them.
With only 5 laps to go, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in the lead, but Dale Earnhardt Sr. was still stuck battling for 15th, 16th, 17th spot. But what would ensue next would go down as one of the greatest drives in NASCAR history.
With Earnhardt there on the left side of your screen. Watch the 3 car.
That's Rich Bickle on his outside. They go down in the corner, and all 3 cars touch. Rusty Walsh and Bickle touch with Bickle's right side, Earnhardt's right side, and Bickle's left side touched.
Now less than 5 to go. Look at this pack of cars. Here comes Skinner on the outside. He faked the move to the inside. Will he have a drafting partner? He is now dead even, door to door with Bobby Labonte.
He's got John Andretti up there and other cars that have fallen on that outside line there now. That inside has not been protected the way it was.
Coach, the last time we had this many different leaders, we saw a first-time winner. Whoa!
He is on the grass. He really was on the grass, folks. And he don't have mud tires. He was...
Wow. At 190 miles per hour, he was on the grass in the backstretch.
Earnhardt trying to come up through the middle.
And Skinner has taken the lead. Going in turn 3, it's Skinner with the lead.
I started to say the last time we had this many lead changes, we ended up with a first-time winner at Talladega. It was Bobby Hillin that day. Will it be Mike Skinner today? Here comes John Andretti. The Cheerio Pontiac flashing by.
Oh, no, there's on the inside, John. He's on the inside.
Now they're 4 wide for the lead. Well, for second it is now.
4 abreast. Talking about first-time winners. Skinner trying to hang on. Earnhardt Jr. is a 2-time winner this year. Now they are 5 wide with 3 laps to go at Talladega.
Now, there ain't 3 laps of green flag. There ain't no way they can run 3 laps like this.
Hold your breath, folks. Less than 3 laps to go. Who's going to win it? 47 lead changes, 21 different drivers. Mark Martin trying to plow his way through a minefield of race cars at 190 miles an hour. And here comes Earnhardt.
How did he get through all these cars? I don't understand how he did that.
The Intimidator is scraped and beaten on the right side, but he will not be denied. Mr. Restrictor Plate knows there are 2 laps to go. Earnhardt climbs to the high side of Bobby Labonte. Wow. You see him motioning. He's motioning the 55 car of Kenny Wallace to give me a bump. Come on, Kenny, give me a jump.
And Earnhardt is going for the lead.
And listen to this crowd of 170,000 strong.
Richard Childress, both these cars running 1-2 as they come for the white flag.
Oh, Earnhardt loose. Dale Jr. out on the inside, so he's getting him back in.
He's on the apron of the racetrack, Ned.
He saves the race car up almost against Bobby Labonte. Dale Earnhardt Sr. has come from 17th spot in 4 laps to lead it on the final lap.
But Kenny Wallace is in 2nd spot, followed by
his teammate,
Joe Nemechek.
Nemechek was the pole sitter, and Kenny Wallace has likewise never won a Winston Cup race. 3 Chevrolets on the final lap at Talladega. $2.7 million and $1 million bonus for Dale Earnhardt if he can hang on. The no ball 5 contender, Mr. Restrictor Plate, Dale Earnhardt comes down and will take his 10th career victory at Talladega in the Winston 500.
A crash as we came across the start-finish line.
Oh man, I literally still get goosebumps every time Benny Parsons said, "How did he get through all these cars?" I was only 10 years old when this race happened, but I remember it just like it was yesterday. And this race is definitely one of the big reasons why people love Talladega so much to this day. Little did we know at the time that this would be Dale Sr.'s last win, but he definitely made it a memorable one. Dale Earnhardt Sr. was my hero growing up when I was a kid, and I have a Dale Earnhardt tattoo of his 1998 Daytona 500 winning car, and I felt like this video was just long overdue on my channel. That'll wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. in. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more NASCAR content just like this, as well as IndyCar and IMSA. And I hope I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Take care, everybody.